Hey, what's up? Once again, we're back for homework number 2, and this is on CSS and JavaScript. And I'm gonna begin, and we're back for episode 2. And this time we're doing a different homework. Let me close everything so this is my channel. Got 6 views. All right, back to work. And homework number 2. The first question is exercise 4.4, and let me get back to it. Introduction to Cascading Style Sheets, Part 1. And we're going to do these various exercises. The first one is 4.4. Write a CSS rule that places a background image halfway down the page, tilting it horizontally. The image should remain in place when the user scrolls up or down. Okay, and for this, I'm using this application, everything. And this is called Sublime Text. Unregistered, but I'll register one day. Okay. So here we go. 4.4. Sing is king. As you can see, the font is moving, but the picture is one place. Let's look at the code. All right. And for this, you open doctype HTML, and the head, the meta chart set, UTF-8, title, fixed image, style media screen, type text/CSS. And the body, this is the image I used, Sing2 JPG. And the position, it says it wants it to be center bottom. So in the center, but in the bottom. And it's no repeat. And the image is fixed. And it also wanted to shift. So I did transform. I looked this up online, and this code, this function, transform rotate Y 45 degrees, which you accomplished. So this is embedded because we already provided what P will be. P, this is the font, dark blue, 1EM, Arial, Sanskrit, dark, bold, and style. This is what I wrote for the body. That's closing of the style right here. Open, close. That's the head part. And now the body. The body, I just wrote Sing is king, Sing is king. You already know. And HTML. Okay. That was number 1, 4.4. Number 4.5. Write a CSS rule that gives all H1 and L2 elements a padding of 0.5 EMs, a dashed border style, and a margin of 0.5 EMs. Excuse me. Okay, this is the first one. The second one, Sing is King H1 H elements, a padding of a dash border and a margin of 0.5. And the third one, this is just regular. It's not specified. And this is the difference from specifying, and this is not specified. And we could look at the code. HTML doc type, and then style. I use H1 and H2 together. This is the style media, and padding 0.5 EMs, border style dashed, margin 0.5. And that's the style. And then H1, when you put one, a heading one, Sing is King element is a padding of 0.5. And heading two, Sing HL, Sing is King H1 and H2 elements a padding, a dash border, and a margin of 0.5. So that's the difference. And then this is without any type of padding or border styles. This is regular. All right. The next one will be 4.7. Let me show you this is showing that it works. Let's just look at the question first. That was 4.7. Oops. Make a layout template that contains a header, two paragraphs. Use float to line up the two paragraphs as columns side by side. Give the header and the two paragraphs a border and a background color so you can see where they are. This is the header, paragraph 1 and paragraph 2. And as we can see, HTML header and two paragraphs style. This is the background. I used blue, and to align the text center, and the color white for the text. And the font family, for the header. And this is specifying, this is not embedded, this is specifying each padding, margin, font size. And then I did sea green. This is the paragraphs. And we could write whatever we want as a paragraph. If you go, this is paragraph 1, or and it is aligned center. And I'm just gonna change this, and let's change to this. 2 is better than 1. Let me save this. And we can read. Two is better than one, so I could change as well. And it's aligned center, and this is aligned center too because I specified here that I want aligned center and royal blue, the background. You can see background, center aligned for the header, color white, sea green, background color white, font size 22, margin 3%, padding 6px. This is the columns. You could change these according to your liking. This will be a basic template for someone that wants to accomplish whatever they want to accomplish through HTML using CSS. Okay, next question, 4.8. Okay, this one, I believe they wanted the same thing we did before, but we only added we only added the hover. And let's look at the question first again. This is question 4.7. No, we just did this 4.8. Okay, add an embedded style sheet to HTML5 document figure 2. This is another tab. The style should contain a rule display H1 element in blue. In addition, create a rule that displays all links in blue without underlining them. When the mouse hovers over the link, change the link's background color to yellow. So it wants to display blue and change to yellow, which I believe I did. Blue and then yellow. So we can look at the code. Okay. Started off with doc type, HTML. This is the head, the UTF, the same title, style, CSS text, royal blue color for H1, and text decorative, none. Color royal blue. They wanted blue, royal blue, yellow. The hover. This is the hover feature, the function. This is style. Here are my favorite sites. Click a name to visit the sites. This was the same thing we did in 2.3, but all they wanted to do was add this feature in a code we did previously. So we did this before, and now we're just adding. It's basically like puzzles. You can put the puzzles together and create more complex systems according to your liking. That's what I realized, I really like this HTML, because it incorporates JavaScript, and I'm really interested in JavaScript and that kind of stuff. All right. The next one. All right, so we're back. Okay, we just did 4.8, and 4.8 is this. All right, the next question. 5.4, which will be 5. We go to exercises. Create a text stroke on the phrase new WebKit features. Make the color of the text light blue. Use 3px navy text stroke and set font size to 700%. Back to the plan. The next one. All right, WebKit. And this is the WebKit features. So this is the specs. The HTML head, same thing, title, P light blue, text stroke 3px navy, font size 7,000%, and new kit features. That's the body. Okay, the next one is this one right here. Read the code. Let's look at the question. 5.5. Rounded corners. Create 3 div elements, each with a width and height of 100px. On the first element, create slight rounded corners using border of 3px black and border radius of 10px. On the second element, use border of 3px black and increase border radius to 50px. And the third, use a border of 3px black and increase the border radius to 100px. Make the background color of each element a different color of your choosing. Inside each element, display the value of the border radius in bold text. Okay, that's what I did. All right, just like it asked. These are the specs. D1, 100, 100, 100, 100, 3px solid black, border radius 10px. That's the only difference, 50px, and this one 100px. Text align, center, and you could always change this, which I discovered. Font weight bold, bold, line height. Pretty much everything's same. I created the styles, D1, D2, D3, and it's different shapes with different px's. The next question will be linear. Okay, this one. Okay, this one asked to make red to violet. Okay, this one it asked us to. I remember this because I looked up I found this. I know the professor told us about a different way to do it. Also, I not acknowledge that way too. But I found a whole function that does linear gradient. I know we could start with different ones and doing the percentile, but this one also gets the job done, and it's already there, so why not use it? 500, okay, and then gradient div. The next one is the animation. Okay, this animation made the square, hovers the square, and this is the code for the object. Animation name example, duration 10 seconds, iteration infinite. I changed it to infinite because it's gonna constantly go, and keyframes 0%. This is you can change the frames as well, but if you want to do 1px, then let's see. I always like to play around. It does alter it a little bit, but let's do let's go back to the program. And like we were taught, we can change the specs of the animation. So the next one is expand. We did this right. Vertical, that's vertical. Okay, vertical flex. Okay, we did this. Vertical flex is the next one, which is I use linear gradient. Okay, vertical flex. 5.9, I believe. No, 5.13, maybe. Okay, vertical flex box. They wanted us to make this horizontal into vertical, which it was very easy because I learned we just had to change one thing, box orient. I just changed this to vertical instead of horizontal. I basically used the same code and then switched it to vertical, which was pretty easy. Pretty much the specs are the same thing. You know, it's the same thing, but it's vertical. That works. All right, the next one, expand. This was pretty cool too. And it expands it by 20%. That I believe is number last one. Okay, this one, 14. Create a transformation image. When you hover over the image, it increases by 20%. And there we go. lot of stuff running. Okay. This one, it changes by 20%. There we go. This is the code. I use the same picture, but yeah, here's the padding, the margins, and the hover, a hover. And this is a ULLI using the image transform scale 1 to 2. And this is executing the hover scale. This is the execution for each individual image. So this is embedded. This is the embedded style. That's what we learned, embedded style. So you set whatever you need to set here, then you can use it, associate it with whatever object, like object oriented. Okay, next one, circle. This is gonna calculate the radius of the circle. This is the code. This is chapter 6 now. Chapter 6. 619, 622, and 624. Okay. I'll try to remember that. Six nineteen. It's a pretty long one. 619. 622 and 624. Okay. 619. Stop. All right. Write a script that gets the user radius circle. Output HTML5 text that displays a circle diameter, circumference, and area. Use a constant value 3.14159, the pi. Use GUI technique shown in 6.7. And all right. So pretty much we use this is the same thing like JavaScript, text JavaScript. That's why I really enjoyed this part because JavaScript is it's more like programming. I mean, not to say HTML, CSS is it's very I'm used to this more than new, but it's nice to see like you can incorporate both parts. So right here, var number one sum. This is like basic JavaScript var variable, int usually, but first number, second number. All right, so this is right here. Yeah, calculate diameter, circumference, area, and I did a var radius. And diameter is 2 times the radius. Then I use document, which document will be the input, the diameter of the circle. Then script, we use JavaScript. Function calc area, and we use the function. It's more mathematics and calculations, which like is very helpful for modern calculating programs and whatnot, whatever you want to do. Of course, with AI and stuff like that, it's really nice because you can expand, you could do, you're more productive, and the future. Let's see what the future holds. Okay, enter the radius of a circle, input text, radius val, you know, calculate, calc area. This is the function, calc area. When we got to this chapter, like you know, I got really excited because I'm taking calculus and different math, doing all this math. I can make my own calculator, which is a great thing. Let's get to that. All right. Enter radius 5, calculate. Okay, diameter, area, circumference, and that's it. Okay, the next one asks for the integers, two integers, and they wanted to see if they both were multiple. The first is not a multiple of the second. All right, so 5, and we do another one, and 5, which will be a multiple. The first one is a multiple of the second. So that's what it wanted us to find. And last but not least, wanted to make a table which had the square roots and also used, did I show this last one? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I went into detail. All right. Squares and cubes is what I called it. The border collapse with 1000 for the table. And then I use padding THTD, border solid black, 8px, text align center, background light gray. And this was mainly the lines and you see these lines right here and how it's aligned. This code helped me accomplish that. And we could change it if you want. Like, see this example file. Save. Let me refresh. Right. Wasn't supposed to do that. Alright. File. Save. I guess it's not supported on this browser or something like that. So text align center, background color light gray. Let's try to change this. Maybe it has file, save. Let's see. There we go. I don't know why it didn't. I guess solid black. But yeah. Okay, now this part is the calculations part in the table. The TR, TH, TH, and TD be borders. TD, TH, TR. This is the table, which includes 1, 2, 3 columns. 1, 2, 3 columns. And for the script, number 0, number less than 5, number plus plus for the iteration. And this is number is less than or equal to 5. So there we go, less than equal to 5. Number iterates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Var. I use the math function, which I discovered in Stack Flow. This is basically the same thing as JavaScript codes and stuff like that. Stuff C sharp. Stuff that you already encounter in Python. Python level languages. Any type of calculation. Very similar, and this is why I'm really enjoying this, and hope to learn and get better at this. Make some uh, make some money later for sitting at home with my computer. All right, and that's it. And okay, homework too. This is where I pretty much this is me. I'm gonna post my YouTube link right here, and this is basically the same thing, just screenshots, documents, and the code, which I just explained right now. I changed this as I showed you an example of how you can change. You could also change the headers. This is like basically a template, you know. Yeah, that's the code 4.8. This we did blue and yellow on the hover. This we did the code you wanted 700%. So that's what we get. This is rounded corners, which this right here. This is the specs to get this. Once again, the linear gradient, which it told us to get red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. They wanted a linear grade of height of 500 px, 500, and then linear gradient. Use the same function to bottom right because they wanted diagonal. So bottom right will be diagonal because you're heading towards that direction using red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet gradient. It's the class. And there we go in a diagonal. This is hovering, the animation. Okay, 5.13. This we did, as I discussed, this is pretty much the same program, but we just changed it to vertical. There we go, vertical. And then this we want 20% increase, so whenever you hover, it gets bigger by 20%. This is the specs. Transform scale 1 to 2. And the radius, document right, dot right, the diameter. This will be like in JavaScript we have forgot what it's not printer, it's oh my god, I forgot the word. So many programs, so different phrases, but you get the point. The same thing, right? For the integer, we saw it works. And this one, I just showed you we changed the color from gray to royal blue. We tried to change this, but I'll figure it out, as I get better. Okay. Where'd it go? Where's that?